Okay, so one of the questions I have for you is, how do you make decisions? That sounds awkward, lead-in. Should I explain why I was wondering it?
Yeah.
I sometimes have difficulty making decisions, and I agonize over what's right and wrong, which relates into the conversation we were just having about doing what you should do and doing what you really want to do. And it made me wonder, because I see you as someone who does what you want to do, how you make decisions and what factors you weigh and how...
It was really hard to make decisions before when I didn't really know myself. Like when I was just doing what I thought everyone told me I should do, I was ignoring my inner energy and my inner feeling of what's right and what's wrong. So I would just go with what was right, because of everybody else. And then when I stopped doing that, it gave me the opportunity to open up and kind of be more in tune with what I actually wanted. So now when I'm going to make a decision, I think about how I feel. Does it feel like a natural next step, or does it feel like there's a lot of confusion and I can't really figure out why something would make sense for me? And that feeling is that feeling of something not adding up. I can't put my finger on what it is, but it doesn't feel right. Also, paying attention to when you procrastinate. That's a really good telltale sign of what's important to you and what's not. And I noticed there are things on my to-do list, right here it says taxes. And there's all this paperwork that I got in the mail for my taxes from the 401k and my bank accounts, and I haven't touched it because I don't like taxes. And so I don't like dealing with any of that stuff. So by paying attention to that, I know okay, that's a weakness of mine. I need to pay attention to it more. Also, initiatives I have for my business, one of them is writing an ebook, and that's been on my list for 4 months, and I haven't started it yet. And I think it's because I just don't feel right about that project yet, because I haven't figured out the right approach.
Do you know what you want to talk about in your ebook?
Nope. So that's why it hasn't happened. I've had ideas, but I haven't. One of them was 100 tips on how to be exceptional. And I thought that could be really good, but I cannot make myself write it. And I already have the whole outline. I have all 100 of them. I just need to expound on them, and I haven't done it yet. I have them all.
Yeah, it sounds like you're right there.
Yeah. Tips on being exceptional.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're here. This ebook is right here. It's just not written yet because I can't make myself.
That's awesome.
Do it.
I mean, it is kind of written, but you want to write a little more about each one?
Yeah, I want each one to be a chapter.
Gotcha.
And I want to make sure that what I'm writing is really compelling and it's not just filling pages. And I haven't been able to get that mindset yet.
Is it one of those common things of having too many, and if you start with 5, then you could do it? Is it that kind of thing?
Maybe. Maybe it feels overwhelming and breaking up into bite-sized pieces would make it easier, but I don't feel passionate about it. When I was writing my book, I had this internal motivation to work on it all day long, every day, and when I had to do something else, I was actually kind of mad, because I just really enjoyed it, and it was the flow was there, and then when I would go back and read one of the past chapters I had written, I'd be like, this stuff is good! This is really good! So it made it easier to write it.
So somehow, do you think somehow this isn't quite in alignment with things, it sounds like?
Yeah, because a lot of the things I get excited about is talking about my experiences and being a motivator and showing people that it is possible to do these things. And this article, if I tell people, if you start a business, there's a possibility you could get a whole article on the front page of the newspaper. And they'll look at me and say, how do you even do that? You need to know people and you need to work really hard to even get noticed. And it's well, I just did that so I could show you it is possible, and I didn't pay for this. You know, I just found out about it. I made phone calls. I set up the interview. I submit my picture, and then it happened. So I like to do things about my experiences to show people that it's possible. And this isn't really about my experiences, really. It's just things I've observed. So maybe doing an ebook about how to self-publish a book because, oh, by the way, I did. That might be a little bit closer to my heart.
Mm-hmm.